Mr. Louie B, who's going to be our next guest. We're going to take a little bit of a turn from the serious conversation in the last hour, and have some fun with Louie. So if you've got beer, liquor, wine, whatever you got, feel free to grab it. And if you're underaged, well, ignore the arbitrary drinking law age, anyways, and just have some fun with us. So Louie B, do we have you on the line, brother?
Hey, Shane, Stan, Danny, how you niggas doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing
good as always.
I just want to comment on Mark Wood. That boy is my new ASMR. I'm just throwing it out there.
What's an ASMR?
Okay, it's a thing. It's this strange thing going on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. Where like there are videos of like people giving each other massages or cutting hair, and it gives you like a relaxing feeling. It's other sensory something response. So I'm just saying his voice was so relaxing that it was very soothing to listen to.
Well, I'm sure I can get you his phone number if you want it.
Yeah, that'll be great. Sometimes I have a tough time sleeping. I work overnights, so you know. So and also good thing I'm not a federal agent, or else I wouldn't be able to be on this call right now. Thanks to BitCop.
BitCop, yep, that's a good thing. If you're a federal agent, I'm sorry, we just couldn't have you on the show, man. We just couldn't, but gladly you're not, and we can come on here and shoot the shit. So, Louie B, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell the listeners a little about yourself, your background, and what have you been up to lately?
Oh well, right now I do stand-up comedy. I have my podcast, which I've been doing for almost 10 years, called the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Some of you might know me as the guy that exposed Luke Rakowski. I try not to focus on that anymore because fuck him. That's what I've been doing. It's just writing jokes, pursuing a career in comedy, trying to be the next Puerto Rican Bill Hicks, pretty much.
Awesome, that's awesome. And yeah, we did. I think you were at the last broadcast we did when we discussed the Activist Legal Defense Fund scam, and I think you were there at least for the Luke Rutkowski part. So yeah, we covered that in LUA Radio, so our normal listeners are well aware of the situation. So, tell us a little bit about your comedy. What do you tell us a little bit? How's it going? How's it going for you?
So far, so good. But it is kind of hard because of the whole. This whole political correctness bullshit that's going on, where you gotta constantly be afraid of what you might say, or someone's gonna get offended, or you're gonna trigger someone by saying like cactus. Like, I can't believe you said cactus. It really goes against my Judeo-Christian upbringing about not being able to eat shellfish. What?
Yeah. Political correctness is definitely an issue.
It's killing comedy. It's killing comedy. In fact, I don't know if you guys saw the this week's episode of South Park, where they basically they destroyed it. I just loved it. I loved it. Matt and Trey. Matt and Trey have been battling political correctness since the beginning for almost 20 years since the start of South Park.
Yeah, and I will I hold the same sentiment as you. I watched that. It was a couple of days ago. I watched that new episode, and my God, it was fantastic. It was truly, truly fantastic, and I think it's going to piss off a lot. It's going to piss off a lot of those. I guess like they're called minority groups, I suppose. But it's definitely going to piss a lot of them off.
It's not even minority groups because it's these elitist white social justice warriors. In fact, there's this joke that I say on stage about this. Is like after they legalized gay marriage in the Supreme Court, a lot of people put a rainbow filter on their Facebook profile pics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah, like wait to be brave or after the fact, right? Like, oh, I'm going out on a limb for gay people now that it's like okay.
Yeah, and I thought it was also interesting with that the Obergefell decision, how the only thing that was gained for gay marriage or for I guess for gay marriage in general is now they get to ask the government permission by way of a license. So they didn't fucking win as far as I'm concerned, and the fact that people think that. That's a victory. I mean, for me personally, I'd rather not have to get a license if I didn't have to, you know. So I mean that's just me personally. Maybe it's it's not a serious marriage for some of these people unless they can beg daddy for permission. I don't know. What are your thoughts on
that's
that?
how these white hipsters. It's the same way how these white hipsters treated hashtag Black Lives Matter like a new indie rock band that they saw on Spotify.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
It's like, oh my God, have you heard that new song from hashtag Black Lives Matter called Trayvon Martin, the I Can't Breathe remix? It's like, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And if I could throw 9/11 truthers under the bus, because as you know, I'm a 9/11 truther, but a lot of these they're slacktivists. And they've just become and I've criticized them on my show all the time on how a lot of them are just a bunch of followers. That's it. They don't do their own research. They just oh yeah, that guy sounds nice and I agree with him, so I'm just gonna blindly follow him.
Yeah,
then when it becomes
on board
cool
the new trend. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it becomes cool to hate Alex Jones, which, look, I don't agree. I don't like Alex Jones. I outgrew him because I started doing my own research and I see a lot of holes in his in the narrative he tries to sell.
Yeah.
So it's like, fight the New World Order by drinking this mercury-enriched tangy tangerine.
That's actually really accurate. Yeah, that's actually really accurate. Yeah, and I had the same kind of. I started listening to Alex Jones every day for about 6 months when I kind of started my journey, and it took about 6 months until I said, fuck this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I got tired of him. We're gonna lose. We're all gonna die. We're gonna win. I'm like, you bipolar faggot. What the fuck do you want? What?
Oh yeah.
Like, and then Mark Dice pissed me off because. First he started exposing Alex Jones for his bullshit. And then as soon as he put my video on InfoWars. I guess we're going to squash the beef. I'm like, wow, and this is the same guy that stopped being a truther because the chick that he was stooping told him to stop and he stopped.
Excuse me?
Oh man!
Like honestly, and then mind you, I was a member of We Are Change for 4 years, and then I see this jerk off using the money that's meant for people dying of cancer that actually did work cleaning up the piles filled with burnt up dead bodies here in Lower Manhattan, and he's using it to buy pot. Go fucking party like a rock star, and I'm jealous. I'm called the jealous one. I'm the one that gets called in the middle of the night, getting threatened with rape by these big bad truther guys. Like, oh my god, come on.
Yeah,
Shut up, coward!
That was me. That was me. Shut up! Come at me, bro.
Oh, that's funny. That's too funny. But Louie, I want to play for the listeners. You put up a comedy clip from last month. I want to give them a taste of your comedy because I thoroughly enjoy it. So stick with us. We're gonna play this real quick. Producer, cue up clip 1.
It's kind of hard for me to date. I don't feel right approaching women, and my friends think it's because I have low self-esteem. I'm just hyper aware of my resting creep face. So, I realized I had to go back to the gym and lose the last 60. Not to find love, not to get healthy. I'm just tired of crack whores coming up to me like I'm an easy sell. For real. Yeah, I mean, I used to be friends with this this chick. She was a suicidal depressive, and I started catching feelings for her. So she friend zoned me, and she friend zoned me so hard I had to register as a service animal. That's the appropriate response. So, yeah, I can't wait for next summer. I'm really excited for next summer. Six Flags Great Adventure is opening up a new ride, the Bobby Christina Whitney Houston Bathtub Log Flume.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
You get before you get on, you get a hit of heroin, and the first hit is free. If you want to ride again, it costs you a Grammy. That was ruthless. What?
That was hard.
Yeah.
Louie, you're so bad.
I know, and I don't give a fuck. Yo, I can't really get on the Ronda Rousey bandwagon. I just can't respect a woman beater. Yep. Honestly, am I the only one that when, wherever you go, because of all these, like, mass shootings, you, like, try to figure out an exit strategy? Like, I already got 5 people picked out in this room right now that I'm going to use as a human shield.
Oh, damn.
I'm not going to tell you who because I want it to be a surprise.
Yo, Louie, you fucked up for that, man. Hey, you fucked up for that one, man.
So, Patrick, you were talking about dads? Or who else? Somebody was talking about dads. My father, when I was in 11th grade, my father said, "Dad," he says, "Papi, I want you to do better than me." Dad, I already graduated 8th grade. The fuck you want? So, women are really complicated. They focus on the negative. I saw a woman get catcalled. She got called a beautiful bitch. She focused on the bitch. Not the beautiful. Last joke. Why is it wrong when homeless throw bricks, but not when the Knicks do it? I mean, if I could speak on the state of New York City basketball, why at this point when it comes to the Knicks and Nets, Black lives don't matter.
Holy shit.
Wow. That's just truly hilarious. So, I guess you're kind of ruthless in your comedy, and I like that. I definitely like that.
and that's the thing, though. In the whole comedy scene here in New York, I have yet to hear anyone that goes as hard as I do. Because it's all about this political correctness thing where you can't be honest, you can't speak out on certain things, or else you're quickly labeled a racist or a sexist or whatever ist.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and I wanted to broach this with you. I'm not sure if you've heard about this, but this is truly outrageous. So let's talk about some social justice warrior stuff here for a little bit. This is from the Washington Examiner. It's by a guy named Paul Bedard. Quote, in the boldest endorsement of a growing national trend, the University of Tennessee is urging incoming students and teachers to junk references to he, she, and them in favor of a gender-neutral Z, ZE, and ZXE. With the new semester beginning and an influx of new students on campus, it's important to participate in making our campus welcoming and inclusive for all. One way to do that is is to use a student's chosen name and their correct pronouns, blogged Donna Brackett, director of the school's Pride Center. We should not assume someone's gender by their appearance, nor by what is listed on a roster or on student information systems. Transgender people and people who do not identify within the gender binary may use a different name than their legal name and pronouns of their gender identity, rather than the pronouns of the sex they were assigned at birth, Z wrote. And it shows this chart, this gender-neutral chart, and So they, them, and theirs are all fine, because they're neutral, I guess. But for for he and she, it's ZZ and Z. It's XZ and ZE. For them, it's her, Zer, and Zim. And for theirs, it's her, Zers, Zers. So this is, I mean, it's kind of outrageous to me. Like, now now these social justice warriors are trying to alter the fucking English language. Like, that is not phonetically correct or anything. That's in my opinion, it's kind of retarded.
No, you know what? Look, I'm all for respecting people's sexuality and like, look, you know, I do security. There was a time where a person, you know, he was a man, but he was dressed as a woman, and he was there for a meeting. I refer to him as a her, out of respect. I had no problem with that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's fine. But, you know, they take it a step further by, you know, to me, I think, I feel that this is an attack on masculinity, essentially.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, they make it sound like you're bigoted for being a man. You're bigoted for doing man things. And I'm sorry, when you're born, it's not like the doctor chooses, oh, well, today, just because I'm just not going to ignore that the genitals, I'm just going to mark it however the fuck I feel like. No, it's scientific. We do, gender is binary because in nature it's binary. And I'm like, and I'm saying, and I made this post a few weeks ago. I was like, look, if gender isn't binary, how come there are no transgender deer?
Yeah, that's
like,
a good point.
How come you don't see? How come you don't see Bambi's dad trying to shave down his horns to be like to look like a nice doe? Like, come on, it's just like, look, I understand that, you know, and the thing is they'll throw in, oh well, seahorse males give birth. Okay, and
one example.
One, just that's it. Oh well, there's homosexuality in the animal kingdom. I've never seen it. I mean, the only time I guess when you see a male dog humping another male dog, they're like, oh, that's a gay dog. No, that's a dog trying to establish dominance. That's not trying to like have sex with another dog.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. And Danny, you've got a comment? Go for it.
Well, I was going to say is that in regards to transgenderism, which I personally view as a psychological issue, until the Psychological Association says it's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think other animals really have the capacity nor the conscious ability to change genders if they want to. Like, most animals, besides, I would argue, dolphins and chimps and I guess dogs to some extent, orcas, whales, they don't really have very high-level complex thinking, and they're not particularly introspective. But we can't ever say one way or the other if an animal has ever thought of itself in some type of, well, I shouldn't be a penguin, I should be a female penguin. We don't have any technique to understand if that's even possible for them to know or to contemplate. Moreover, the homosexuality in animal kingdom, I'm not sure if it's true homosexuality, like they're in love and they recognize themselves as gay, but
imagine
but
two damn caribou. Oh my goodness, we're just gonna go eat grass over here and go to the gay grass patch and just chill out with Stevie.
But they've shown, there's videos, you can look it up on YouTube, of penguins in particular, I don't know why it's penguins. I guess it's because it's the only one that's like ever been famous. But they have videos of penguins that enter. It appears to be long-term homosexual relationships, and whether it's,
I mean, is it really homosexual relationships? Are they like picking, designer snow for their igloos? I mean, what? How do they classify homosexuality in animals? Are they like are they fornicating with each other? Or what?
That's what
or are they just homeboys? Because I mean, that's another thing. Like, why is it when two men have a friendship to the point, like, look, I have guy friends who I view as who I love so much that they are like my brother, and I have a certain affection towards them, not anything sexual or romantic. It's just like, he's my brother.
It's like it's a bromance, is what you're describing.
Well, no, you know what, and I hate that term too, because it sexualizes it when there's nothing like there. To me, I believe you have extended family, people that you're not related to by blood, but you feel a connection because you have a certain familiarity with them on a spiritual plane. Like there's some women that I have that connection to, that they are like my sister. I don't feel romantic towards them, but I have a certain love and affection towards them, like as if they were related to me somehow.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean.
So, I mean, I've always hated that term bromance, because it seems like something like feminists created to like act like, oh, when two guys are friendship, it's obviously a gay thing going on because you're hanging out with your friends so much. You should be our slaves. So you shouldn't be going out with your boys drinking and having fun and just associating with other male energy, which I think is why there's such a decline in masculinity, because I mean, it's natural to want to hang out with the bros.
Yeah, definitely.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just, what they've shown, the video evidence, it appears, is that these male penguins are engaging in sexual relations that they seem cognizant about. So I don't know how else you can call that. I mean, I don't like the term bromance either. I don't like the term using it as male family, but it seems at a very, very, very base level, it's homosexual in nature. So I can't dismiss it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure if it's true homosexuality, like they even know what they're doing to each other, but I can't say the other way either.
Like, honestly, do these videos show insertion? Like what the fuck?
I have a theory on that. It's probably so cold there they can't tell the difference.
Oh, but yeah,
that's a good point,
hey,
Stan.
If stick me in a fucking 30 below zero climate, I'm probably my dick will shrivel up and turn into a vagina too. I don't know.
Oh man.
Fuck. It's cold.
But yeah, I guess the main issue I have with the social justice warrior movement, the feminazi movement here, it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's worldwide now, but especially here, I mean, the politicization of all of these, like whether it be gay, bisexual, transgender, all of that shit. I don't care. That's a personal choice, and as a libertarian, whatever people want to do with their bodies, with other people is fine, as long as it's consensual. I really don't give a shit. The issue I have with it is the politicization. And additionally, these people, like when you look at the battles they fight, like the rape culture in the West, like some of these battles that they fight are just not grounded in reality. And unfortunately, it appears that most of the actions and I guess movements within their movement are just not based in reality, and that's what I have an issue with. And as you like you said too, Louie. they're kind of destroying masculinity to some extent, and definitely doesn't sit right with me. And I don't like. Spent a lot of progress here recently, so I'm kind of worried about what's to come. But stay tuned. We'll be back with our guest Louie B when we come back from this short break. Hi everyone, this is Shane, the host of Liberty Under Attack Radio on the Freedom Phalanx Radio Network. If you follow LUA, you know that we put out a lot of content, the biggest compilation being my Adventures in Illinois Law series. In this series, I witnessed tyranny firsthand, and it was one of the major reasons I jumped off the minarchist ship and came to true freedom, which is voluntarism. This series is now available in anthology and audiobook format at libertyunderattack.com. Again, that is libertyunderattack.com. Make sure to tune in live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on fprnradio.com.
This is Niz from Disassociation Nation. As many of you know, I'm an avid vapor. And if you're like me, you're tired of being charged ridiculous amounts of cash for a disappointing experience when flavors just don't deliver. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to Vapor Renew, a Flavor West company. If you're into mixing and creating your own custom e-liquids, Flavor West has everything you need to make delicious, satisfying flavors. It doesn't matter if you're a flavor chaser or if you love the look and feel of those big, beautiful, puffy plumes. FlavorWest.com can provide you with everything you need. Let's face it, if you vape, e-liquid is an ongoing expense. And if you're a dripper like me, then you know that blowing through a $30 bottle of juice isn't unheard of. Why pay more than you have to? So for excellent quality juice made right here in the United States, head over to VaporRenew.com, where they have hundreds of flavors pre-mixed and ready to vape at the most reasonable prices you'll find. Use coupon code RENU for an extra 10% off your entire order. Great juice at a great price and 10% off. Support companies that support liberty by making your next purchase at Vapor Renew. Or for mixing supplies, don't forget FlavorWest.com.
doTERRA Essential Oils, true gifts of the earth, provide you with the perfect prepper tool, the Family Physician Kit. 10 certified pure, therapeutic-grade oils to provide the care you need for your family's everyday health concerns and potential medical issues you may encounter when sheltering in place or bugging out.
Visit EssentialNewParadigm.info to view the complete product line and ask how you can receive 25% off each and every order.
Don't delay. Your family's health depends on you. Health depends on you.
Hello, America. You believe in liberty? Well, fuck you! Why is it that every time I turn on internet radio, I can't seem to find one educated person with libertarian point of views? That's why I choose FPRN Radio! For liberty, goddammit!
Thanks for listening to FPRN. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to start your own show with FPRN, advertise with us, or donate to the network or to your favorite shows, check out our website at www.fprnradio.com.
This world ends, this world ends, this world ends, this world ends now.
I guess the world is out. The Freedom Phalanx Radio Network. If you're just joining us, so we have Louie B on the phone discussing some social justice warrior nonsense and other fun.
Guys, you know, I told that social justice warrior, I'm like, bitch, get in the kitchen, cut me some pie. That's right, Kenny. No social justice warrior, these are Maxis and puffs.
There you go. That's how you do Eric Cartman.
Okay, you can do you can do an Eric Cartman. Right on. Good deal. So Stan, Danny, welcome back, and Louie, welcome back to Liberty Under Attack Radio, and definitely thank you for taking some time to talk with us. It's been fun and interesting so far. So let's continue.
It's been my pleasure. My pleasure. Seriously.
Okay. No, not a problem. If you have any questions for Louie, as you can tell, we're not a typical broadcast. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. lighten up just a little bit for you guys, because we do usually speak about some pretty heavy subjects, and I mean, there's no better person to have some fun with than Louie B. So if you have a question for him, comment, topic you want us to talk about, give us a call, 218-895-3818, or on Skype at FPRN Radio Live.
I actually want to comment on like the necessity of comedy when it comes to these serious issues. I mean, if you're able to laugh at the ridiculousness of certain topics, it takes away its power. It stops being scary, and that's the point I want. That's where I want to get. That's my goal in my comedy, is to go after the big bad guys, the boogeymen, as it were, and just drag them into the light and make fun of them and make them shrink. And if you're able to laugh at it, I mean, if you're able to laugh at something, does it make it easier or harder to attack it and destroy it?
Makes it a lot easier. Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier. Without a doubt.
That's what it is. I mean, Bill Hicks. I mean, I'm such a huge fan of Bill Hicks, and if anyone comes out and busts out with saying, "Oh, Alex Jones is Bill Hicks," I'm gonna punch you in the dick. I mean, that's
hold on. You didn't know that Alex Jones was Bill Hicks?
I'm gonna punch you in your dick.
Just kidding. But yeah, that's another funny thing. There's a lot of ridiculous theories being thrown around when it comes to Alex Jones. But I'd have I wanted to address this to get it out to our listeners. But you posted something in the FPRN chat about a contest you entered into. Can you tell the listeners a little about that, how they can support you, and also where they can find your podcast?
Sure. Yeah, I entered this contest where the more votes I get, I will get 30 spots at the legendary Broadway Comedy Club. I'm trying to get at least 200 votes to put me over the top. The more the better, obviously. And I guess you could vote multiple times if you have a Facebook, Twitter, and a Google Plus. So feel free. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The link is, in fact, I think I came up with a simple link, a Google link, to make it easier. But so far, it's in the chat room, quickframe.com/quickframe/170/904.
Okay, so, and what I'll do after the show, I'll create a short URL for that, and I'll put that in the show notes so people can find that if they aren't listening to the live stream.
Yeah, if not, you could check. I have it posted everywhere on Facebook.com/LouieBComedy. You can find my show, the Crotch Shot Radio Show. It's on iHeartRadio. It's on TuneIn. It's on Stitcher and iTunes. So,
okay, and there you have it.
Oh, and also Spreaker. And on Spreaker, I also have a straight comedy podcast where I will post my stand-up, some prank calls. But usually, Crotch Out Radio, I started it off, basically as a comedy show, which then evolved into let's just attack all the things that are wrong with the world. And it was a lot of people fight it. A lot of people fought it, especially a lot of conspiracy theories. They're like, "Oh, you curse too much," or "You're too edgy." But a lot of people ended up copying my style. So, so I don't even know. But yeah. So, does anybody have any questions or?
Looks, we don't have anyone on the phone now, and there's nothing in chat. But I know Stan. Stan's been looking forward to this interview with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Stan, you got anything you want to bring up to Louie?
Put me on the spot, why don't you?
Yeah,
I'm really good at doing that.
Yeah, you are terrific at it. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the spot right now.
I mean, you want to continue on social justice warriors? I mean. Yeah.
We can talk about penguins some more too. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, we can talk about penguins.
Yeah.
They also kill themselves by walking inland as far as they can until they eventually die. Interesting fact.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So apparently,
I think I hate
penguins
penguins
are
now.
really depressed or something.
Oh God.
It must be when they find out their partner is a dude, because they couldn't tell. They just keep walking inland until.
Dude, I would feel the same way. I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking I'm banging out the hottest chick, and then I find out she has a dick. Oh no, I'm jumping off a building. This is the best I can do, God. Ah.
Wow.
So you're basically saying, penguins are the Mike Ribeiro of the animal kingdom. I don't know what that means. Not Mike Ribeiro. No one knows who Mike Ribeiro is.
Nope.
All right.
Teach us, Master Louie.
Mike Ribeiro, whatreallyhappened.com. He was fired by Alex Jones because he was talking about the Jews, like he did Jack Blood. If anything, I like Jack Blood because Jack Blood at least stood by his guns. He's like, I'm going to talk about the Jews. I'm going to talk about how, what they're doing, and no matter what. And he got fired by Alex Jones. He ended up going on his own and he did another radio show, and he basically went on a rant on exposing Alex. And I heard Alex is getting a divorce from his wife.
Really?
So he's trying to set up a money bomb so that way he could pay his bitch a fucking settlement.
Wow. I mean, it's interesting to see how that plays out. I haven't heard. I don't follow up with Alex Jones because there's really no reason to, and I have no reason to. But yeah, that's interesting.
He must have woke up and found out.
Someone sent me a link and it had court documents on it, and so I was like, oh, all right, this is gonna be fun. It'll be interesting after he's divorced. He's like, the Jews didn't do 9/11, and I knew this whole time. Something.
Yeah, there definitely are some forbidden subjects that we cannot discuss on Alex Jones's show. But I had a question, Louie.
Sure.
Been curious for the past. Since I found out about you 4 or 5 months ago. What are your political or anti-political affiliations, or what do you classify as?
Look, I classify socially. I am a libertarian. I consider myself a conservative libertarian. I don't care if you're gay, whatever, as long as it doesn't affect anybody else's freedoms, do whatever you want. I truly believe that there should only be 3 laws. Don't steal, don't murder, don't defraud. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Anything else, if you want to kill yourself and do meth, as long as you don't go and try to knock over old ladies or try to run up in my house, kill yourself. Go ahead. If you feel like you're depressed and you want to end it all, you know what? If Dr. Kevorkian was still around and you want to make money off of people wanting to kill themselves, that's their business. If they're not hurting anybody, if they're not, if it doesn't cost any taxpayer money, go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like Bernie Sanders. We can't afford him.
Well, I hope no. I hope you don't like him.
I hate him. Honestly, I hate him. I hate how the same people that criticize Ron Paul, who I met twice, and I was, I really wish he would have became our president. They're like, yay, we're supporting Bernie Sanders because we don't have to work.
It's completely absurd.
And I've debated some comedians about Bernie Sanders. I'm like, so you want to vote Bernie Sanders? So then what's the point in being a comedian? What's the point in you doing anything? Just sit at home, collect the fucking check. Don't do anything. Why work? Why innovate? Why do anything? What's the point? You want to sit at home and get free services and jerk off to like to Maury Povich. It's like whatever.
Yeah, it's I guess the axiom of self-ownership there. I mean, when it comes down to private property and the ownership of oneself, I mean, there's no one can tell you or tell you not to. They can recommend and suggest, but when it comes down to self-ownership, there can be no infringement on that whatsoever.
Look, I'm planning on becoming a success. I'm planning on, going forward with my comedy and actually making a living. And I don't want to be in a government where, because I've made a lot of money, I'm treated like I'm a criminal. I don't want. I hate, like right now. I hate the way the government will get in my way to attaining my dreams.
Yeah. I definitely know what you mean.
Voting Bernie Sanders. I mean, honestly, I don't believe Bernie Sanders is a, and that's because I haven't seen any proof. If anybody has proof, feel free and send it to me. But I don't think he's a tool. Well, I don't think he's a. I think he is a tool, but I don't think he's a what you call that?
Puppet.
Yeah, I don't think he's a puppet. I think they're using him, but I think he is genuine, but he's just so fucking misguided.
Yeah, and that's I think he's very committed to his beliefs, and I think he thinks they're a good idea. That's when it comes to, I mean, the left in general and the leftist social justice warriors. There's no logic or rationale or anything like that. So he's making all these claims. He hasn't really laid out a whole lot of information on how he's going to actually do this, and he hasn't looked back into history and even current times today to see how bad socialism is. And they've got to disconnect from reality. And I deal with a lot of people here that are Bernie Sanders supporters. I live in a college town with 2 colleges, so there's a lot of Bernie supporters. And when they have their next rally, I'm going to go out there and grill them. Put out for YouTube channel.
A lot of them don't even know. A lot of them don't even know anything past the fucking meme that they pass around. Like, say one thing about Ron Paul supporters. At least we know our shit.
Yeah,
like, but it's like, oh well, Bernie Sanders says we should tax the rich and be like all these other countries that have free colleges, but how much are they taxed? Like
exactly, that's the question they don't ask, and it's like, oh well, they have free college. Well, how much do they get to keep out of their paycheck? Probably less than 50%. Well, actually, it's probably worse than that. They probably take 70% taxes. I haven't looked into it, but it's got to be some exorbitant amount of money to fund all of this free shit that these people want. And I don't know.
I mean, I read somewhere that a lot of these places that have all this free shit, a lot of their citizens are heavy in debt.
Yeah, that's true. There, I mean, you look at Greece. Granted, they took it a step further and elected communists, but they've had like 3 bailouts in the past 5 years, I think it is. They're always in debt. When you put a printing press in front of a bunch of socialists and communists, they're just going to print away because apparently, when you spend money you don't have, that creates wealth, which is completely illogical. But it's one of the major issues. Now America wants socialism. I mean, this is open socialism, and that's a major issue. Granted, like when it came to liberals and Democrats, and even some Republicans, they did vote for socialism, but it wasn't just open. It wasn't as open as it is with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Bernie's not going to win. Bernie's not going to win. He's going to end up endorsing Hillary.
That's not much better.
No, worse. I mean, but at least the one positive thing is if we get Hillary and we get into a war, we're not going to end up in a quagmire because everyone's going to be dead.
She's definitely a war hawk, and that's kind of dangerous. It's definitely dangerous. Dangerous.
We're not going to have any more soldiers to be in a quagmire with. She's gonna be the one that's going to. I got the feeling she's gonna be the one that installs the draft and gets because she's a man-hating feminist.
Yep.
I think And look, I hate Donald Trump, but he made a point. How can we vote for someone that can't even keep her man happy? I'm like, honestly, if you gotta freaking cheat on your wife with some fat pig, yo, you're a horrible woman. You're a horrible wife. Like, I would hate to have a wife like Hillary. Like, I bet that chick hasn't slept with her husband since since they started dating.
Have you seen pictures of her in the early years?
Oh yeah, no, she's horrible. Yeah, she was horrible. I don't even know why. Like, honestly, like, you know, yeah, it's wrong to cheat, but you can, like, women do know how to push a man away. I mean, you have to take some, like, she has to take some responsibility for him cheating. Like, if you know, hey, my husband has, like, a strong sexual appetite and I don't want him to cheat on me. I don't want, like, maybe I should, like, service his needs because I'm his wife and I love him. But no, that's kind of a strange concept nowadays, especially with this feminism. Like, oh, I'm not my wife's sex slave. You know what? I disagree. If you marry someone, if you put a ring on it, I think it's okay to be a slut with your husband. In fact, I don't think that's really being a slut if you're just
it's not.
Screwing your husband, your husband, every freaking day.
Yeah, yeah, and I think there's another side to Hillary too. That's kind of dangerous. And it's the well, I watched a video a while back, and it was like some news network going around asking people like why they're going to vote for Hillary, and some of the answers are just like, I think she's just a great woman, and she's done a lot of good things. And the guy would ask, well, what do you think was her biggest achievement in office? And like 90% of the answers, well, I don't really follow politics. And then there was one guy, this fucking guy, yeah, he said. He was, what was Hillary's biggest achievement? He was like, well, Benghazi. I was like, what, really? Are you kidding me? And then he said, well, I think she handled it really well. She handled it really, really well, and that's why I'm voting for her. Like, you're voting for a Hillary because of Benghazi. There's something wrong with your brain if there's even one still left in there.
People are fucking lazy. That's what it is. You don't know what it is, but you heard some words, and you're just gonna put them together so that way you think you sound smart. I mean, that reminds me of the time when Occupy Wall Street was going on, like back in 2011. I interviewed this one girl who quit her job in Detroit to be part of there, and she was basically talking about, we need free healthcare, we need free this, and I asked her, so what about the government controls that come with government handouts? Oh, I don't know nothing about the politics surrounding it. And I'm like, do you think we could afford that? Yes, America's massively rich. We can afford it. And I'm like, you stupid dingbat. I mean, as messed up, I'm going to say something messed up, and it's probably going to piss off some women that listen to the show, but this chick is only good enough to be a cum receptacle. And most Hillary supporters are so fucking stupid that that's all they're good for. It's like, no, at least have some, like, at least do some fucking research. I mean, I didn't just support Ron Paul because, oh my goodness, he's popular. No, I looked at what he had to say. It matched up with it was common sense. Yeah. I went line by line, every position he had. I looked at it. I did my research. It was like, this makes sense. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, if he gets elected, my life will be harder because I will have to work harder. But when I succeed, when I attain what I have to attain, my life is going to be better. At least it's going to be hard, but it's also going to be easy at the same time because a lot of the government red tape would be removed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I want to move on. I want to move on to one other thing. That was definitely an interesting discussion. I love talking about how ridiculous Hillary supporters are, and Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is my favorite subject to talk about because it's just it's outrageous. But I want to move forward. You mentioned in some of your comedy videos and your comedy skits some interesting things about your past relationship. I was wondering if you kind of wanted to divulge some information on that, or if it's too personal that you don't want to broach that subject.
Oh no. Go. Like which one specifically? Which one you want me to rip on?
Pick one. I don't know either of them. I don't know any of them. So
you don't know any of them. Okay. Well, okay. Let's go with the one where you played the clip about a chick. There was this chick who I was seeing with the hopes of it becoming more, but she kept pushing the finish line farther and farther away, and we would go out. We would go out on dates, and then within like 10 minutes of the date, oh, this was a mistake. We shouldn't be together. Okay, fine. Actually, no. Let me start from the beginning. When we first started hanging out, she said, "I just want to be friends," and I was like, "Okay, fine." The moment I commented on two other women being pretty, she flipped out on me. She's like,
jealous,
how can you want to be with me and look at other girls? I'm like, you just said you want to be friends. What do you want? I'm a single man. We weren't dating. There's no reason for me to have a period of where I am trying to heal or something, because there was nothing to heal from. Like, I'm a single man. What do you want me to do? Oh, you just don't get it. Damn straight I don't get it, and you're not explaining it to me.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I told her straight out, like, look, you don't want me looking at other girls. You don't want me dating someone else. Hey, you know how I feel about you. Claim me. And then she's like, yeah, okay, fine. I love you. I want to be with you. Then we would go out on a date. Oh, this was a mistake. And so she ended up, and she was a suicidal depressive. And that was no lie. And she, like, honestly, she would call me when she was feeling suicidal. There were days that I got out of bed, took a train into Manhattan just to calm her the fuck down. And she was always triggered by some silly shit. Like, oh, some guy looked at me funny, so I wanted to kill myself. I'm like, bitch, really? And
that's not much.
Yeah, so that's why I said she friend zoned me so hard I had to register as her service animal. Like, I felt like her service dog. I really did. I mean, I was like, and then finally, I guess when she felt like she didn't need me anymore, she stopped wanting to be friends. So I was like, okay, fine. But she kept contacting me, trying to, like, I need to explain to you why we're not right for each other. I'm like, bitch, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then a year later, like, actually this year, she sent me a message saying how she's quitting comedy because apparently she had, like, a bad reaction at a show she did. And I'm like, I didn't even pick up the call. I heard the message. And I was like, why is this bitch contacting me a year I haven't even spoken to her? And then she sometimes she just comes back just to, like, piss me off. But I mean,
that leads up to the last question. We have got about 2 minutes left until the show, and do you consider yourself like a men's rights activist? I've kind of heard from some folks, and I was just going to see what that was about.
Yes and no. I do subscribe to a lot of their beliefs. Am I an active MRA? No, I used to be, but I consider myself more of an egalitarian.
Okay.
So anyways, find me on Facebook, facebook.com/LouieBComedy, and feel free to message me whenever. This was fun. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you very much for joining us, Louie, and we'll definitely get you on here sometime again. It was a good time. So, yeah, there you have it. Mark Wood, a programmer and developer. We spoke with him about some encryption, Bitcoin, and his new meta market. Hopefully that was interesting. It definitely was for at least me. And then Louie B, we kind of lightened it up a little bit and just kind of shot the shit with Louie B. So, Stan, Danny, any final thoughts?
I've thought about going to comedy myself, but I just, I think my humor is way too dark for it.
I would, and it's not a bad thing, but I think you're right. I think you're right.
The world needs more dark humor.
I don't know, Stan. The stuff I write is it's pretty dark.
Yeah, it definitely is. Stan, any thoughts?
Not really.
All right. Sounds good. Well, definitely thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Make sure to go check out libertyunderattack.com for my most recent articles. And, we will see you next week when we are joined by Nick Hazelton. He started podcasting when he was 16 years old. He's a yak farmer. He calls himself the anarcho-yakitalist. And he does a lot of homesteading type stuff. So we're going to talk philosophy, homesteading, and about a lot of cool other things. Make sure to tune in next Sunday. That's it for us. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening to FPRN. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to start your own show with FPRN, advertise with us, or donate to the network or to your favorite shows, check out our website at www.fprnradio.com.